Now then, there's a couple of other things to examine in the library. Let's start with the fireplace. And, well, it's the fireplace, but there's a button in it. And that brings down this metal panel, which you can click on. And metal squares appear, which look remarkably familiar. It's a 6x8 grid. Interesting. And that pattern book is full of patterns of squares in 6x8 grids. So there's obviously something here, but again, brute forcing it is not going to be your friend. Oh, right, since I clicked on it and it went back up. But anyways, okay, and then there's one more thing to look at. So let's start the paintings. If we look at this one, well, if we click on it, yeah, it's of, the bookshelf has descended into the floor, forming a staircase, which allows us to go through this passage. However, that has closed off the entrance to the library. So, we can now head into the back. And we find an elevator shaft, which we can open, and we can push the button. Oh yeah, we have to close the gate first. And then we can push the button. Which brings us up to the tower we saw from the island earlier. Now there's a ladder right here with a book image on it. But this viewing slot is blocked off. And if we go around to the other side, there's a key icon here, and another ladder with another viewing slot. And so at first you might be wondering what this all means, because it's not very... I'd say it's not very well explained, but I mean, if you missed it, you've missed it. But remember in Atros' message, he mentions that if you forget the places of protection, remember the tower rotation. So the tower can rotate around. The question is how, of course. And the answer to that is over here. This map, which says tower rotation on it. Although I think in the original game, it didn't say tower rotation when you were just looking at it. So what you can do is you can interact with the map, and you can see that every place that we have enabled a marker switch is appearing on the map in outline format. So what you need to do is you click on the representation of the tower, and it rotates around, and it will turn red and briefly halt in 4 locations. So let's start with the spaceship, and you can hear grinding. And that is the tower rotating. So now if we head back... Oh, cool, you have a flashlight in this version. I guess that'll help in dark areas. I don't think there was a flashlight in the original version of the game. I'm contrary now. I switched my hand over to the WASD keys instead of the arrow keys. Oh well. Did the elevator rotate? It might have. Well, anyway, you can now go to this book icon, and if you climb up... well, that's weird. Huh. Glitchy game. It's supposed to show the spaceship, I think. I hope this works. Yeah. Okay. And, yeah, this is our clue. 59 volts. I thought there was supposed to be... Oh, maybe I didn't quite do this completely right. Hang on. Oh, wait, yeah, there, you can see it was... Yeah, there was this point briefly where you could see that you could see out through this. It's like from down here. Yeah, you can see the sky. It's supposed to show the spaceship. Oh well. Oh well. Buy the game for yourself and switch it to classic mode and you'll be able to see what it looks like. Okay. Well, we have an idea of what we're supposed to do. But how do we get out now? Well, there's one thing I haven't looked at yet, and it's this other painting, which is of an open door. So if you click on it, it warps, and the bookshelf rises back into position, and the front door is open again. Okay, now I need to be sure about this. Yeah, okay, there's the... Okay, I don't get that. In the original game, I thought that there was a diagram in the Selenitic Age book, which shows the two gauges in the power plant. The left one says power generated, and the right one says power to spaceship. But anyway, the clue 59 volts indicates what we're supposed to do here. So we have to go down here into the power plant and open it up. Yeah, there's no indicator here. Okay, I'm going to have to write this down if I'm not going to be using the guides. So, first... This one here in the upper left is 10. Then below it is 7. Then next is 8. Then 16. And then 5. And then 1. That's 2. That's 22. That one's 19. And 9. So the goal is to get the power to exactly 59 volts. If you go over, you'll trip one of the breaker switches, and the power to the spaceship will drop to 0. And, well, you'll have to go and find which breaker switch was tripped and manually reset it. So, I have to think of how to add things up to get 59. And I think if I start with 9, and then 1 for 10, and then add 22, and then 8, and then 19. Yep. And, yeah, there are achievements in this version of the game, so doing this gives us the Journeyman Electrician achievement. Oh, ha, okay, there's the diagram I was thinking of. So yeah, right here it shows the left gauge is power, the right gauge is power to ship, and the generator switch is numbered 1 through 10. So that was, I enabled 3, 8, 6, 9, 10. I don't know if that's the only one, but that's the one I was able to figure out by just looking at it and not remembering which switches I'm supposed to press. Okay, so now we can head over to the spaceship, and we'll actually be able to interact with it now, since, well, Well, we can just hear the wind now, but I think we should be able to hear... Yeah, you can kind of hear the electricity is going through the power lines now. So anyway, if we click on the side of the ship, a hatch opens. Over here, we've got a strange device, which has 5 sliders, which aren't interactive right now. Or do I have to... Okay. Well, and they go through... Yeah, they go through a range of notes, which I am not very musically inclined. Anyway, back over here we have some sort of keyboard. The guide refers to it as a harpsichord, but I don't know. It might just be an organ. But anyways, this is what the book was referring to. We need 5 specific notes in order to unlock the book that's hidden in the ship. So I'm going to go back here, and I'm going to look at this again. Okay, I'm going to try writing this. Yeah, this is very much a game that encourages keeping a journal, I guess. Okay, so this is... That's 1. That's 5. I should know these. Although then again, my musical experience was with violin and not piano, but I ought to recognize the notes at least. My brother had a keyboard for a while, and he had stored it here while he was not living here, but when he moved back, he picked it up again and brought it back to his place. Okay. That might be enough. I think I've drawn just the parts that are relevant. Okay, and I think 1 is a C, maybe? Let's see, C, D, E, F. Unless this is a C. B, A, and then would this be a G? And an F? E sharp? I don't know. I have the keys written down, so I can at least try and do this by ear. I'd say this is the most frustrating puzzle for me, but I don't think we've even gotten to the most frustrating puzzle yet. Oh, well. Oh, yeah, the other real nice thing about Real Mist is that they added a day-night cycle to all of the ages. So you can see the sun is setting here on the island of Mist, which means it'll be night soon. I also wonder if this is west, although, again, my idea that implementing Earth logic onto this world is kind of nonsensical, considering it doesn't have to necessarily rotate so that the sun rises in the east and sets in the west. Considering Venus has opposite rotation, so if you were on Venus and could see through the clouds, the sun would rise in the west and set in the east. Okay, so this is the first note. That might be a do. Is that a C? I'm not sure. C. I don't know. That might be close. Although I may be off. Second is high C sharp, maybe. No, 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 I think it's supposed to be a high C. Or is this a middle C? Wait. No, or are these C's and... I honestly have no idea anymore. Okay. I'm just gonna have to try and do this whole thing by ear.